going? All right, Mike Dutkiewicz, art teacher. We're doing a lesson on sculpture and form. Grade 3, it is January 20th, 2016. All right, friends, welcome back. We are going to get started right now. We're going to do a lesson on elements of art, which is, we're going to do form today, and then we're going to create our sculptures in a minute. First thing we're going to do is, let's go ahead and not go forward. There it goes. Here are the 7 elements of art again. We have line, shape, color, value, form, texture, and space. And we're going to do form this week. And form is one of the elements of art, and then after this little video I'm going to go through what it is.
These paintings are all examples of the genre of art called trompe-l'oeil. Translated from French, trompe-l'oeil literally means fools the eye. It's a style of art that makes you question if what you're seeing is real. It's this illusion of depth that artists create, which tricks our eyes. When shapes get this third dimension of depth, they become forms. Form is one of the 7 elements of art, along with line, shape, texture, value, space, and color. When given form, circles become spheres, squares become cubes, triangles become cones or pyramids. Form takes up space in either a real or implied way. In paintings and drawings, for instance, form is implied because it's an illusion of 3 dimensions. With sculpture, on the other hand, form is real because it takes up 3-dimensional space. Visual artists use light and shadow effects to create the illusion of 3-dimensional form. A strong sense of form can also be created by increasing contrast between highlights and shadow areas. Street artist Banksy uses this technique a lot. Notice how these human forms are made up of only white, black, and 1 shade of gray. Sometimes form can even be created by an artist's use of color. Artist Akash Nihalani often juxtaposes brightly colored forms against neutral backgrounds to create the illusion of depth. Notice his forms don't incorporate any shading at all. These are just a few ways artists create forms and incorporate depth into their work. What are some other ways that artists create form? Is there a particular style or technique that draws you in and catches your eye? Mastering many different approaches to making form will give you unlimited options when creating your own artwork and will enable you to fool viewers' eyes in any way you choose.
Alright, so just like the video said, form is basically where you're taking something and it has length, so you can measure its length, its width, and its depth. So what we're going to do this week with our clay project is we're going to be actually making sculptures that have form to them. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you, I don't know why it's so small today. I'm going to show you with the help of a special prince, and I know some of you remember the name again. Ismail, do you remember the name of that prince? I'm glad I picked you because I'm pretty sure you forgot. Rachel, do you remember?
Prince Ali.
Yeah, Prince Ali. So Prince Ali is here, and what we're going to do is we're going to learn some of the basic geometrical 3-dimensional forms that we're going to use to make our sculpture, to add depth to our sculpture, and our sculpture is actually a form because it's going to be 3-dimensional. So let's go ahead and go through it. Oops. The pen's off a little bit. There we go.
You must come and see this.
In the old bazaar, hey you, it's a bright new star. Oh, come be the first on your block to meet his eye. Make way, here it comes, ring bell, bang the drums. I am gonna love this guy. Prince Ali, fabulous Alibaba. Genuflect, show some respect, down on one knee. Now try your best to stay calm. Brush up your Sunday salon. Then come and meet his spectacular coterie. Prince Ali, fabulous Alibaba. Strongest 10 regular men, definitely.
He faced the Gavin Woods.
Who sent those goons to their lord? Prince Ali.
He's got 75 golden crowns.
Don't they look lovely, June?
Purple peacocks, he's got 53.
Fabulous, Harry. I love the feathers. When it comes to exotic type mammals,
And sleek as you, I'm telling you, it's the world class menagerie.
Prince Ali,
Fabulous
Alibaba. That's a day, how can I say it? Wake up someday. Well, get on out and then swear. I just a man of prepare. Top cock and grab and stare at Prince Ali.
He's got silent white wipers and monkeys. He's got the monkeys. Let's take the monkeys. Do let's be smart and funky. The scanner and slaves. He's got servants and flunkies. Lots of money with it. Lots of swing. Lots of singing. There's just lousy loyalty to Ali. Prince
Heard your princess was a sight lovely to see. And that the people is why he got held up and drunk by.
There's 60 elephants on his floor. Bears and lions and rats and the goat. 40 babies and monkeys, babies and birds and gold. Make way for Prince Ali.
Splendid, absolutely marvelous.
All right, so Prince Ali, as you were introduced to, Prince Ali is going to show us the treasure room. And Rodney? No, you can't have any of his treasure. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a secret look into his treasure room. And in his treasure room, he's going to have a bunch of three-dimensional figures, forms that we're going to use. I'm going to go over all of them. Now, some of them you may use in your sculpture, some of them you may not. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. But let's go ahead and go through some of the basic shapes. So the first thing in his treasure room is a lovely diamond bracelet. Ooh.
You don't have
Mm.
There's nowhere near. Thank you.
But I know I don't have a diamond bracelet, but it's close enough. So this diamond bracelet is in the shape of a cylinder. Everybody say cylinder.
Cylinder.
So when you're doing your sculpture today, if you're making a cylinder is a three-dimensional form that has a circle face on one side, another circle face on the other, and then it's curved on the side, which means it can roll. And so just remember a cylinder. You may use those in your sculptures this week. The next one is called a cube. Now I know you guys play your little Rubik's Cube when you get the colors, but you know, Prince Ali doesn't have time for that. So he just uses a gold one, so every time he wins. He's a winner every time. So he just turns it, I win. I win again. So he's winning all the time. So, and it's in the shape of a cube. So just remember, if you use this in your sculpture, a cube is basically 6 square faces put together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay? So just remember cube. Ever say cube?
Cube.
Okay, the next in his treasure room, which you're going to be very jealous about. Oh yeah. He's got a PS4 in every one of his rooms. Okay? Now, a PS4 is in the shape of a rectangular prism. So if you use this in your sculpture, a rectangular prism is similar to a cube, but instead of squares, it's made up of what, Brandon?
Rectangles.
Made up of rectangles. Very good. So it has rectangle faces instead of square faces. Everybody see that? So another geometric form. Hang on a minute. Hang on. The next in his treasure room that you're going to be so jealous about is he has a lovely diamond earring in the shape of a sphere. So he's like, what's up? Gus, you jealous? Gus, you jealous? Alright, so just remember, everybody say sphere?
Sphere.
Now I know it's a sphere because a sphere is round all the way around like a ball. We'll definitely be using these in our sculptures this week. Yep. Hang on a minute. Let me say 10 points. Next in his treasure room that you can use is a cone. Very good. Everybody say cone. Now I know you noticed that, you know, you guys like to eat your cones the boring brown kind.
No.
Not Prince Ali.
I paint mine
Nope.
those. I
Prince
paint mine
Ali
golden.
has gold cones, so take that.
I paint
Alex,
mine, so thank
jealous.
you. Can he eat
Now-
I paint mine.
Hang on. Watch me. A cone has a circle face at the bottom. It's curved and it comes to a point. That's why it's called a cone. You may be using these in your sculptures. The last basic geometric form we're going to use is called a pyramid. Now, a pyramid is made up of triangles. So it has 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a square face at the bottom. So a lot of times students think that these two are the same. Let me show you the difference. A pyramid has a square bottom and made up of triangles. A cone has a circle face at the bottom. It's curved on the side and it comes to a point. So it's different. Everybody see the difference?
Yeah.
All right, now
A pyramid also.
let's see who's been paying attention. And let's go ahead and put it to work before we start creating our sculpture. If I can turn the page. The pen's a little bit off, so just know when. So what I'm going to do is let's just do a couple kids and then we'll stop the video for now and then we'll make our sculptures.
What video?
What I want you to do is, here, I'll do the first one. The genie is the man behind all of Prince Ali's superpowers and riches. You know, like without the genie, he wouldn't have all these cool things. So, what you're going to do is you're going to come up and you'll drag up a 3-dimensional object. Now, I pulled up a juice box. Can anybody raise their hand and tell me, what do you notice? If it's a cube, it's going to go up in this spot. If it's a rectangular prism, I would slide it up to this spot. If it's a pyramid, I would slide it here. Cylinder, or a sphere. So where would I put this one and tell me why? Tylee?
You would put it in a rectangular prism.
Yeah, why would I put it up at a rectangular prism?
Because
What do you notice? What kind of face do you see on it?
because there's a rectangle in the front and on the sides and the back, and there's a rectangle on the top and
Perfect. All right. Tylee, since you answered, come on up. Leave your jacket. Come on up here.
Rectangular.
Go ahead and drag the next one up. And then you could pick the next friend. All right, so she's got a spray can. It's a cylinder. Why is it a cylinder?
because it has a circle in the top and bottom.
Very good. All right, go ahead and pick someone else who's sitting nice and quiet. We'll do a couple more of these. Very timely. Okay, Valeria, come on up. Let's see what else the genie is hiding in his magic lamp. Oh, she got a lovely beach ball. Okay. How do you know, Valeria, that this is that's a sphere, a beach ball?
I know this is a sphere because it is round.
It's round all the way around. Very good. Pick a next friend. You got it. There it is. Oh, keep going. There you go. She's got a trash can.
It's a trash can.
Yep.
Cylinder.
Shh, don't give her the answers. Let her think. Very good. You have it. Just keep dropping. There you go. So, how do you know this is a cylinder, the garbage can?
Because it has a circle face and it can roll around.
Correct. It's got 2 circle faces, one on the top, one on the bottom, curved on the side. Very good. All right. Well, we'll do 2 more friends and then we'll be stopping, and then we'll move on to actually doing our project. Shh, we'll do a boy next. The last one. Oh, she's got a tennis ball.
Yeah, one boy.
Very good. How did you know that a tennis ball is a sphere?
Because it is round.
Round all the way around. So just think, anything that's round all the way around is a sphere. All right, Chris, pick a boy this time because we've had a couple girls coming up. Oh, yeah.
Correct.
He's got the Egyptian. This is in Egypt. It's a pyramid. How'd you know it's a pyramid?
Because
Hang on.
because
Because it had triangles on all sides, and on the bottom there's a square.
Yes, let's do one more, boy.
But have you seen the bottom?
And it has to be somebody sitting nice and quiet with their hand up, doing a great job.
Of course, it's got pictures in it.
Hey, Jaden, come on up.
We all knew.
It's called having friends in
It's all right. It's called Get the Project Done.
Okay.
All right, so he's got some dice.
peppermint.
Where would I put? Very good. How did you know it was a cube?
Because
10 points. Because
it's square on the front, it's
Correct.
on all sides.
Correct. It's got 6 square faces, so a dice has 6 square faces, and that makes it a cube. Very good. All right, what we're going to do today is we're going to be making, we're going to be doing a clay vessel, and we're going to be using different, now we may not use all of them, like we may not use pyramid, or we may not use rectangular prism, but we are going to use some of these. Sphere, we're definitely going to be doing spheres, cylinders to put it together. So what I'm looking for is I'm going to look for good friends who are sitting nicely like Rodney is and like Diviana is, and those are the ones I'm going to be choosing